Well, hello to whoever entered. Figured why not? Not now, maybe later, streaming himself sleeping. Might as well throw up a stream feeding a lizard. She smells them. She knows they're out there. You hungry, huh, girl? Yep, it's a hell of a puppy. See, now the fun part is when she gets excited like this to eat, you gotta watch your fingers. So, I'm gonna put the camera in the stand, and hopefully I don't kill the stream by accident while doing so. That should do. Give you a shout out? Okay, Wilma. Hi. Smell that food, huh, girl? Come on. No. Hey. Okay. Let's see if she actually eats them all this time. It's gotta be a good dozen or more in there. She usually eats the whole bag at once. Hey, Jason. How's it going? She's got the worst aim in the world. Like, if she was outside, she could never survive. We put down worms, like them super worms, they're like mealworms. And you can put it right down in front of her. And she'll take, like, I literally counted the other day, she took 48 tries to grab one worm. I'm like, man, you would starve in the wild. I don't know why you keep smelling it for. Just eat the damn things. She just had a couple rats like 5 days ago. A few days before that, she had a couple of chicks. So she must be getting ready to grow again because she's been eating a lot more lately. Imagine getting your fingers stuck in that mouth. Her teeth, man, they're so sharp. She's grazed my buddy's forearm before and drew blood on it. Wow. Attendance just freaking dropped, man. Not that I had a lot to begin with, but shit. Somebody must have went live. Just went from 6 people to 1. Like, what the heck? Wow, she just took like three down at once that time. Well, welcome to whoever else just came in. What's up, Flathead? How you doing, brother? This is my buddy Savannah monitor. I don't know if you've seen her before. Her name is literally Little Miss Grumpy. I'm alright, Flathead. You know, I'm all moved in and, set up shop, so I was working on that project I told you about earlier, messing around with the control unit, trying to get that done. Still gotta try to find a backer, though. But, you know, once I get the prototypes done, hopefully I'll be able to find a backer. Make sure it goes down. Don't spit it back up. Jason. Yeah, she does that when she's had a little bit. She put a little too much in at once. She she took down those three at once and must have got stuck in her throat a little bit. What's funny is this bearded dragon's in the tank right over here, looking down at her like, "What the hell?" Yeah, she is. She's a good size. She's not done growing yet. I mean, she'll probably get another foot longer before she's done. Maybe a little more. The females typically get about 3.5 feet, 4 at the most, I believe. The males will get over 6 feet. He used to have a tegu, and that one just like passed away of old age recently. And he had a male Savannah, but it got sick and stopped eating. It wouldn't eat for like, I don't know, like a month and a half before it finally passed away. Even the vet didn't know why. Oh, yeah, they have a real good bite. And ever since they discovered that all monitors have at least a mild venom, yeah, you definitely don't want to get bit by them. Well, it's not even about the bacteria. It's they discovered like 5 or 6 years ago now, maybe a little longer. They discovered that all monitor lizards have at least a mild form of venom. It was a big to do. I remember it was all over Discovery Channel and TLC and all that. Come on, girl, finish your dang food. The worst part is usually when she eats, she likes to, like right after she eats, she likes to take a huge dump. Yeah, I would love to visit Komodo Island. I would love to see the dragons in person. I know it's dangerous, but I don't know, something about seeing, an 8, 10 foot long monitor lizard in person would be awesome. Yes, there's more in the bowl. Yeah, no doubt. A good guide with a very long stick. See, she got the worst freaking aim. She smells that little piece and she tastes it, but she's having a hard time grabbing it because it's so small. My mom used to have a red-tailed boa when I was a kid, and then she had I believe it was a rosy, was it a rosy red? I'm trying to remember now. One of the not South, yeah, South American tarantulas. I used to have scorpions. I used to let them just like sit on my shoulder when I was online. All right, Jason, see you. See if she wants some super worms. These little things, freaking, they're nasty, man. They bite. She likes them little worms. She just has the damnedest time catching them. See? She's got one biting on her lip while I'm trying to catch the other one. Nah, she hasn't shed in about, I'd say, I think he said last time she shed was about a year ago. Give or take. No. No, I'm wrong. Can't be more than like 6 months ago because he just recently gave her a warm bath to get off any residual skin. He said it had been on her a long time and it wouldn't come off, so he gave her the warm bath and got it off of her. I would love to get one, as like a 6 foot long Savannah and then just like walk it on a leash through the hood. That'd be funny as hell. Whenever he takes her outside here, all the neighbors are like freaked out and she's not even close to the maximum they get. Huh. Well, typically Savannahs will max out at right around 6 footish. Like females 4 foot or so, males about 6 max. Like I said, she's not done growing. I mean, when he first got her, she was smaller than the length of her tail is now. She's like a freaking dinosaur sometimes, just looking at her. Her mannerisms. It's just funny because I saw like Not Now Maybe Later was live and he was like sleeping on his stream. And I thought it was hilarious because he's like laying there sleeping getting super chats. Like, what the heck? Look how, yeah, her freaking aim sucks though. She's gonna eat the bowl, give up on the worm. That's the first time I've ever seen her bite the bowl. That was weird. 10 days, man? I think it'd be less than that. Hey, Vulgar Vixen, how you doing? Vulgar Vixen is new to my channel. She lives, actually lives near me. Kinda. Hoping to one day get together and go out, do some audits or something. You're gonna eat a piece of lettuce? Seriously? All them worms in there, you're gonna go after a little dinky piece of lettuce. I'll tell you what, she only poops like once a week, and when she goes, man, she goes. Like blows up the whole house. I didn't even see her grab anything that time. The hell are you eating? Air? Yeah, Flathead, I'm up in Rochester, right between Buffalo and Syracuse. That's cool, Boger. You should do an eating stream sometime. Why not, you know? People are streaming themselves doing everything these days. I figure, hey, why not, you know? Ah, okay. Yeah, Flathead, man. Yeah, you know, like I said, I miss working at Xerox not just for the money, but the challenge of it. We did everything from scratch, man. We took a Ubuntu and basically stripped it bare, edited the kernel so that it would work for the embedded systems we needed it to work for, and then we wrote all of the software from scratch for it. It took us a while, but you know, we got all the big DRPs and the Nottinghams and all that done before they shut down that building and let go over 3,000 of us. Well, yeah, Ubuntu Linux is what I was talking about. I've done it. I've worked with companies that, like when I was doing security system work, we used a stripped down FreeBSD. Again, we did kernel work on it, and we basically got it just as optimized as we could possibly get it. This way, you know, we saved as much resources as we could, but we also needed it to be super fast. It was a security system after all. And we did a lot of things like triangulation. Yeah, we were the first company that offered a college a device that students could wear, and there was receivers all over the campus. And if you pushed a panic button, it would triangulate your position to within 6 feet, and then it would alert the security personnel. So, and I mean, we're going back. That was probably 10, well, maybe 12 years ago now. We did that. Oh, that's cool, Gas. I figured it was early enough, and the only other person I saw live was asleep, so. Yeah, Big Shit, if you're around here, Nazareth College. That's what we did it for. Because they had a couple of instances of female students being attacked on campus. So when they got our security system, they specifically asked for something that students could carry on them that was a panic button. And that's when we introduced that. And then later we actually started using that in museums and stuff. We would put the transmitters on paintings and things. So if somebody tried to walk off with a painting, they could actually see them on their computer screens, a little dot representing the painting moving as the thief was trying to walk off with it. Denise, this is my roommate's pet. He had to go help somebody work on a vehicle, so he asked me to feed her. Welcome back, Flathead. Hey Z, what's up, brother? Damn, she's still acting like she's hungry, but she just ate a lot. Do I hold it? What, are you gonna make some joke about me holding my friend's lizard? Yes, I carry the pet lizard. Gas. Z. Hey Nate, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey Chris H. Think the lizard needs to go on a diet? She's actually not real heavy. Now his freaking bearded dragon, that freaking thing is fat. It's like when you look down on him, the width of his stomach as it's pressed against the ground. I mean, it's just insane. It's like he's almost as wide as he is long. Well, Nate, you wondered where Parker Osmond went? Well, there it is, man. She was really hungry that day. I love snakes too, but I'm an arachnid person. Hey, gray dude. What's up, man? I love arachnids. I would rather have a tarantula or a scorpion over a dog. I've just always loved arachnids. There's nothing left. You ate it all. Jeez, what do you want? More worms? Damn this thing. See, this isn't a real tripod. It's just like a selfie stick with tripod legs on it. So it like wiggles with every step I take. It's not a serpent, see, it's a lizard, and it's not giant, man. She's not even close to full grown. She'll get it probably another foot, foot and a half long before she's done. And it's my buddy's, you know. I'm just feeding her for him because he's out working on the truck. She's probably total tip to tip about, I'm guessing about 3 feet, give or take a few inches. See, I'm still waiting for the one I asked for, man. Turn me into a mad scientist, so, you know, working with electronics. That would be great for my electric vision channel. See, her aim is ridiculous. This is what she did the other day. 48 times it took her to get a worm. That time was probably about 20. Alright, Z. That'd be cool, man. You know, me and my inner geek working on software and electronics. Have some C++ code flying by. Jay, Jen, it's my friends, my roommates. Yeah, I could do intros and stuff, but I don't have Z's level of skills with 3D animation from scratch. Yeah, I know Vixen, she probably needs glasses. Don't eat that one, it's dead. Not simple, man. Making animations is anything but simple. I've messed with Blender and that. It's not simple. There's a freaking million options for every option. Every time you click on something, you gotta fill out 10 more options, and then for each of them, there's 10 more. Yeah, you see, you give me software, I can do. I'm getting pretty good at circuitry and stuff. You know, like Flathead, I told you about that thing I'm working on. I could build a truck from nothing, and that's what I was really good at. Hey, where you going? Eat your dinner. Not gonna chase you around here while you go poop on the floor. It must have bit her tongue. Come on. These freaking worms are a lot stronger than they look. Man, you would suck at a Chinese restaurant. Well, that one's not good enough for you because it's dead, huh? Yeah, those are all dead. Yeah, that one she had in her mouth, it looked like it bit her tongue, so she shook her head and spit it out. Yeah, she's done eating now. Yeah, put you back before you go pooping all over the floor. Say hello. See, she's pretty long. I'm not a small guy. She's longer than my arm. Grab my jacket. Put you on the counter for a minute. See, I went to art school. I went to School of the Arts here in Rochester, but I wanted to draw cartoons. That was my original master plan in life. No smoking in the house. It's funny. We had gotten a storm here a little over a week ago that had dropped like a foot and a half of snow overnight. And that snow held on for about 3 days, and then it got real warm, and the snow was gone in less than 2 days. Hey, Josh. And now, that little dinky sliver that you see there, just to the right of the phone shadow, is all the snow that's left. It's literally just to the right of the phone shadow. That's all the snow that's left after a 1.5 foot storm. And this is just the backyard of the hood. You know, this is what I all night come out here every few hours. Flathead it used to. Now it doesn't. Like when I was a kid, man, we'd get storms that dropped 4, 5, 6 feet of snow. Now, in the last couple of winters, we only got a few storms. Like last winter, I think out of the whole winter, we only had maybe a total of 10 days or 15 days that it snowed out of the whole winter. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly content. Like you could see the area where the leaves, there's no, barely any leaves right here. That's where the mound of snow was when my roommate shoveled. Yes, I remember the storm of 93. I remember the storm of 89. I remember the freaking severe ice storm that we got. I just wasn't around for like the 76 blizzard. In 76, there was 16-foot drifts of snow. The snow was literally up to the power lines in open areas. And in the inner city, it was still like 8 feet. Now it's just... I mean, I'm perfectly content, though. I'd be happy to see another snowflake of any kind. I mean, I'm over snow. Yeah, well, like I said, Flathead, you must have come through just at the right time because over the last, I'd say at least 5 years, we've gotten extremely mild winters. If you remember the city, Vixen, I'm over off of Norton by Norton and Hollenbeck area near St. Paul. So freaking, I mean, I love it. When I was out in Fairport when I was taking care of my mom, and I was like right on the edge of Fairport in the city. All right, Z, have a good night, man. But I was right on the border of Rochester and Fairport, and I hated it out there. It was just too quiet for me. I grew up inner city in the hood. I hated it out there. I grew up, if you know where like Jones Park is, like Plymouth and Lyle, all that by Jefferson Middle School. That's where I grew up. You see, I was born down on Long Island. I'm actually from Long Island. But we moved up here when my brother and I were young. Oh yeah, that was right by here. Cause North is just a couple streets over. If anyone wants, feel free. If you don't want to chip it, help out the channel by all means. I don't care if they call me an e-beggar. I'm working on some projects right now. Yeah, I guess yes. I don't go to bars or nothing like that, but I just gotta have the city. I can't stand being out in the burbs. Even just on the edge of the city was too much for me. Be like a slasher movie. Can you guess what my friend's first name starts with? Yeah, I'll show you Cinnamon. Well, I've shown him before, but look how fat he is when he's laid out flat. Oh, as I take the damn top off too much. Tell me that ain't a fat bearded dragon. Look at that compared to my hand. He's not fat, he's just pleasantly plump, right? He's got a lot of great personality, though. It's funny because he won't move at all, and yet he looks like he's having a whole conversation with you. And she tucked in for the night. She's got her full belly now, so she tucked in. Damn, the zipper on his freaking jacket won't come undone. Hey, Ed. I don't like light. There you go. There's some of my geek stuff I'm working on. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I didn't hear about that. This is all part of some super secret project I'm working on. Nobody can know about it, so I won't show the code. Ooh. Now this is just a test code here. This is just proof of concept code. Obviously, the Arduino doesn't store much in the way of program size. Anybody that knows anything about computers, they know that's not a lot of space. This is just the proof of concept stuff I've been messing with just to test whether or not my idea will even work. It's cool because my the landlord here, he also does this kind of stuff. And he actually had an original idea, and he and I have been working on expanding on it, and trying to make it a lot more appealing to end users. So the ideas we've come up with so far are pretty damn good, if I'd have to say so. The hard part is trying to get it patented. It costs so much to get a freaking patent, man. I didn't even realize how bad it was. Well, at least you sold it, guys. That's cool. Yeah, I was gonna do a geek stream with just, showing the circuitry and, how to work with it and writing the code and stuff, but there aren't many people around that are actually interested in that stuff that I've found. I mean, for shits and giggles, I made a motorized TV antenna that you can actually control with Bluetooth. And that was just for fun, brushing up and refreshing my mind on some of the code and stuff I hadn't messed with in a long time. It's actually right over, well, you can't really see it right now, but it's over on the floor. But this thing's pretty cool though. This little module right here was a pain in the ass to get working right. It's so you can, working with high voltage. Well, not high voltage, but household voltage. Because this thing is actually only rated for a max of 12 volts. So, yeah, it gets interesting when you have to step down that kind of voltage. Luckily, that module works whether you're in the US or in Europe, be it, 120 or 240 volt. If anybody here is familiar with the patented process and, has done or tried to do a patent before, toss me an email because I'm new to the patenting process and trying to get that going. So, yeah, that freaking USB hub is bright. When I first got it, I had to put tape over it. No, but I've seen all them stupid free energy videos. If you do a search for free energy, you'll see all kinds of these little devices that people make, and they claim that they're free energy making devices. It's all bull. It's impossible. But they make like one a week, and there's a group of them. They all work together now. So they'll all make their own version of the same machine and then make a video on it. And then they post that video every week. And each one of them will get anywhere from 100,000 up to like 5 million views. And they're all working together now. So it's like they're raking in the ad revenue. They put like one commercial every 4 or 5 minutes in these videos. And then they make the videos like 20 minutes long. And it's just ridiculous. I've made the devices a few times just to show it's impossible. Yeah, and there is that whole laws of physics, that people forget about. It's funny because they'll make like these little coils of water or wire, and they're like, "Oh, free energy, power your house." This thing like it might make a volt if you're lucky, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it makes 120 volts or 240 volts." Hey, bullshit. To me, this is what I did. This is what I spent decades doing, writing code. That was my big thing. But, I've been getting into more of the hardware side of it, working with the actual circuits. Well, honest guess, you know what? It is an appealing thought, and some of those devices make you think, hey, is that really possible? But when you think about it, and if you understand the science behind it, there's no way. It takes an awful lot of wire to make electricity. And these people use like 20 feet of wire and say that it's generating, household level currents. It's like, no, not possible. It is an appealing thought, but not possible. Hey, Utah, man, I've been waiting for you to email me or to give me your email address so I can email you. Well, yeah, I'd guess, you know what? I'd be more likely to believe in cold fusion than I would those devices. It's where. I tried, I sent you a couple of replies on your comments, like, you know, hit me up, and I never saw you say your email address because you said you were having trouble emailing me. Yeah, right, Flathead. I think we're missing a few parts if I was building a hot chick. And this thing, I actually made it pretty damn accurate, though. Of course, it's got to drain the transformer, get an actual reading. And let's see, where'd that plug go? I actually made a plug for testing. And of course, I got the damn light off in here, so I can't see nothing. So if I take this, plug it in, now you see it. It's reading the household voltage. It's leveling off. So now this is how accurate it is. It's reading down to the millivolt. That's your typical household voltage there. It's never perfectly steady. It always moves up and down a little. And that's coming off of here, going through to here, then back over into here, which is telling it to print there. I won't tell you all the rest of what it does because I haven't patented the idea yet. This little screen, though, you can see how little it is compared to my hand. Most of what the code is in here, where you see where it says it's using up 62% of program storage space. 50% of that is the code to make that screen work. Just that little dinky screen. Of course, now if I unplug it, you see it drop. It's draining the transformer again. And there you go. Dropping down. There's always a little residual energy in this transformer here. But it works. So, like I said, I'm not going to tell you everything it does, but it works. Yeah, Flathead, you're mixing up Weird Science and Back to the Future. You got your gigawatts and your robot girl. Yeah, I loved Weird Science. What was that other one? The Val Kilmer one with the giant foil ball of popcorn. I can never remember that movie name. No guesses? Yeah, this sucks. I freaking got a little epoxy resin on there. It won't come off. Yeah, damned if I can remember the name of that movie. I'll remember it in like the middle of the frickin' night or something. I can't believe you don't remember it, Flathead. Remember, it was the movie with the laser. They were making a laser. And it had Val Kilmer. I'm not sure if it was his first or one of his first. But, we're going back here like early, mid-80s. And I'll never forget the frickin' the giant foil full of popcorn, and they hit it with the laser and overflowed the dude's house. What was that moving? See, the hardware is taking this and turning it into this. Real genius, thank you. But you see, put a little power LED in there, little power switch. That's Arduino Uno. It's their microprocessor. I made that whole circuit board. Made all the wiring harness. There's another one of those transformers just like that one. Because obviously that board there wouldn't fit in here. So that's why I used the nano version. This is the kind of stuff, you got laying around and you're like, what do I do with all this stuff? Luckily, even if somebody knows what this stuff is, they don't know the idea I have. Well, it don't matter if you take pictures, that it doesn't give away what it actually does. The patent is going to come in the idea, not the hardware. The hardware is just a prototyping system to show it works. That's exactly what these things are for, is prototyping. The Arduino, though, it's really nice. You could do a lot with these things. You can run your whole house with these microcontrollers. People make security systems with them. They they add computerized stuff to their cars and use these as the brain. I know, Ed, I'm just saying. Nobody can know what it does just by looking at it. But, if you're ever looking to learn computers and electronics and that, sorry about that. Get a couple texts. Can only imagine how much battery is left in this phone. It eats batteries. But yeah, I mean, if any of you guys ever want to learn about electronics or programming, this programming language here is actually C++, but it's been modified for the Arduino system. But if you know C++, you already know the basics of this language. But it's actually a pretty powerful little language. Yeah, I mean, I used to do it for a living. I used to work, I used to write code for big systems, security systems, printers, all that. That was my thing. That's what I did for so long. I got burned out, but I still did it right up until the dot-com bomb when all the tech companies stopped hiring. Xerox shut down our building, laid off over 3,000 of us, and that sucked real bad. But by then, I was so burned out on computers, I didn't care if I ever saw another one for a long time. I started doing demolition and asbestos removal. Nice, monotonous work, just breaking things all day. I did that right up until my mom got sick. Well, actually, no, I did that up until my ex and I separated. Then I was homeless for a long time. Jeez. I was homeless for a long time, and then my mom got sick, and that's when I went out there, and I became a handyman at a trailer park while I was checking in on my mom, and then eventually full time care. And right around that time is when I started having heart attacks and all kinds of crap go wrong with me. So, the one thing that definitely sucked about being homeless, man, was the winters. I used to go down the Genesee River Gorge and just build like a little wiki up down there, have a little fire in there, and that's pretty much where I lived for 2 years. Yeah, Ed, see, I was originally gonna go, John Deere had flown me out to Iowa, Urbandale, Iowa, and I did an interview. Actually, I did 3 interviews in the same day with John Deere, and they sent me the offer letter. They wanted to hire me. They were going to move me out to Iowa. I was going to set up shop first, and then I was going to move my wife and kids out. But I was still working at Xerox. I wasn't going to quit until I had gotten the job. And they sent me the offer letter. I was all set, and then the .com bomb hit. All the tech companies started crashing. John Deere retracted the offer and canceled the position. And then that's when Xerox shut down the building, and I had to leave there. And it would have been cool too because the job at John Deere was going to be making GPS systems for the big combines, and basically these machines would go out into a field and use GPS coordinates to automatically process the field. It would know when the hopper was full, when to go empty, when to go back out, where it left off, all by GPS. And that's, yeah, I was all excited. I was all set to go, ready to write the software for John Deere, and that's when everything went down. And it sucks because here in Rochester, we've got RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, and it's like second only to MIT. So, and I never went to college. I taught myself. So here, programmers are a dime a dozen. So, for me having no degree, I felt even with all my experience, it didn't matter. They could hire people with degrees for a lot less money. So, that was the end of that. A lot of companies ended up going under because of that, though, because all these people they hired couldn't do the job, so their products suffered. When it comes to software, man, that's like an everyday thing. Holy crap! 7 freaking texts in a row. Alright, well, I've been up for over an hour boring you guys. I know. Sorry, I get stuck in geek mode sometimes. So, But if anybody would like to support my channel or support my work or talk to me about, you know, if you know the patent process and want to toss me some tips, email me. If you want to, donate to the channel, you can either super chat or GoFundMe is in the description of my last video. It should be putting it in the description of this video, but I don't know if it does from my phone. So, but otherwise, I appreciate y'all hanging out and, listening to me rant on about electronics and stuff. Utah, still haven't got notification from where your email is, but I'll look. See if I can find where you wrote it. But otherwise, thanks y'all for coming in, hanging out and whatnot. I appreciate it. And I'll talk with y'all later.